At that time, and I'm not sure how much of this is still included in the interviews, but at that time you had to, of course, you had to try on the head and walk around and see if you looked like you knew what you were doing, if you walked like a cowboy. But there was mostly was interview. Questions about your background and how you feel about OSU and how you feel about Pistol Pete, what you know about Pistol Pete, the history, Frank Eaton, and also the mascot. And so that was some of it, but then also questions like if you attended an alumni banquet and you were just sitting there in the crowd because somebody took you and the speaker recognized that you were Pistol Pete and announced to the group that you were Pistol Pete, and would you come up to the stage and say a few words? What would you say? Luckily, somebody told me that question ahead of time, so I had at least apparently reasonable answer because since I was selected. But I also we had to do a pantomime because as Pistol Pete, of course, you can't talk. So not only did you have to effectively pantomime when you were in the head, but just to see how you were creative and what kinds of things you could do. And it happened that one of the people, Rick Wilson, actually was one of the judges, and I forget if he told me about it or Scott told me about it, but somebody had told me the pantomime he had done when he tried out, and so I did that. And about halfway through my pantomime, he started laughing because he realized that I was doing his pantomime. But of course, he couldn't hold it against me because it worked for him.
That's great. What years did you serve as Pete?
I was Pistol Pete in 1987-88, the one academic year. I had tried out the year previous, and at that time we had what was called Pete's Partners, and that was sort of some of the guys that had tried out for Pistol Pete that year, but weren't selected, but that we pulled the drum on the field, and a lot of times Pistol Pete would ride on the drum, or we were sort of helpers for him at the football games, and run crowd control and try to remove unruly cameramen when they were in Pistol Pete's way, things like that. But that was a lot of fun. Of course, I was around Pistol Pete a lot more that way, and that really helped me too. The next year when I tried out for the second time, that's when I was selected.